Supermom MD, Mother Determined, not your mother's podcast. This is a podcast about juggling motherhood, career, dating, and going into your 40s. Are you ready? Let's go!
Hello!
Hey girl, what's up?
I'm so excited about today's show!
Oh my god, you're so ridiculous.
It's called The Art of Courting, but
my
I have
God.
not heard about Shanna's date that we talked about a couple shows ago. So I'm not going to ask any questions yet because before we go there, we have to talk about last week's RX. But I'm
Right.
so excited because I've been like, oh, I can't ask you that question yet. I can't ask you that question yet. So
It's very authentic. Like this is actually happening on the real for the first time right now. Okay, so this is episode number 9.
Wow.
We're almost in the double digits, and I'm excited about this. And yes, this is the art of courting. But our RX for the last week was about parental burnout or parenting burnout. So if you feel the burnout coming on, be real about it and talk to somebody. I did actually do that. I got very burnt out, and I vented to my mom. So, and she was a great help. She did not give me a condescending answer, which I was very excited about. I didn't think that she would. But I know that, you know, she's been there, and she also has the gift of distance from feeling a lot of that parental burnout. And so having her just in my ear going, it's all going to be okay. This is just for a moment. It's just a season. I love that idea of something just being for a season or for a moment, and just thinking beyond what's happening right now, my frustration that I'm feeling right now. So that was very, very good. What about you? How did your week go?
So I did have a burnout actually a couple days ago, and I thought of the show, and I was like, oh yeah, like I said, let's talk to somebody. I didn't have anyone really to talk to, so I basically talked to myself and was like, all right, all I have to do is these 3 things. I don't technically have to do the 10 things on my list. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So let me prioritize of like what needs to be done, right? Versus what I want to be done. And that really did help me. I was like, okay, I was really tired. My body just felt like, okay, I've been going for 17 hours straight. And I just really wanted to sit down, and it just wasn't going to happen. Yeah. And so I just thought, all right, you know what? Let me just finish these 3 things. And, you know, just having that mental game in my head of knowing like, okay, let's just push through it and it's going to be okay. Like the bathroom trash. All right. Maybe it doesn't need to be taken out right now. And, you know, I'll be okay with that. And so that helped me a lot because then I literally just like sat down. And then I also got this really cool, I know it's going to sound dumb, but it's actually really cool. I paid like $30 on Amazon for it. There was one for like 180, and then this one was 30, and I was like, yeah, let me try the $30.
Right.
And oh my gosh. Okay. So it's like this mat, and it has like this hard little prickly things, and they call it like the bed of nails, but they're like plastic, like they almost look like little plastic flowers.
Oh.
And it's supposed to help like with acupuncture apparently or something.
Yeah.
So I like laid down on it, and it doesn't really, it hurts if you step on it, but if you lay on it, it doesn't really hurt.
Right.
And I literally just closed my eyes for 5 minutes because I could just feel my body just needing that time.
Ooh.
I had to hide in a room and close the door so my dog wouldn't find me.
Right.
But because I'm sure she would have jumped all over me.
Right.
But I have to say, I like got up maybe 4 or 5 minutes after, and I really did feel really refreshed. My body didn't ache as bad.
That's awesome. I love that.
And then I was able to just kind of sit down and relax.
Just hitting some pressure points on that thing. I'm going to need you to send me that Amazon link. And maybe I'll even post it on our website.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And we don't make any money if you buy it.
We
so
don't.
If you don't like it, please don't get mad at us. It was like literally 30-something bucks, and I had seen a copycat. I think I bought the copycat.
Yeah.
I don't know what the real one is, but I'm not spending like $200.
No, so. I get it. I totally get it.
It worked great for me for the 4 minutes. So
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. You even went even beyond like the RX. I love it. You're so inspired by it. That's awesome.
So yeah,
it's so awesome.
No,
cool.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but we got to talk about the show now.
I mean,
The Art of Courting. Okay, so we have a new name for. I don't know if we can say his real name. So do we just keep calling him Will Smith?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, to keep his pride, and he knows, by the way, he knows that we're calling him Will Smith. He gets a kick out of it from what you've like. The only hint.
I don't know if he gets a kick out of it. I think I want to think he finds it humorous, but I don't know that yet.
Well, and if you guys missed the other episode, first of all, you should go listen to that one.
Yeah,
but
Dating Over 40.
Dating Over 40. And so Shanna had a pandemic, or no, it, like pandemic date. And basically, like, I said, well, what does he look like? And she's like, well, kind of like Will Smith. And I'm like, oh, so like kind of like a dorky cute. And she's like, yes. And
which is still true, which is even more true.
He's actually way cuter than the dorky version that I was picturing.
He's very cute.
And
he's extremely cute.
So I was really excited. So I've only heard like bits and parts, but we haven't heard about the date. So I've been really busy. Shauna's been busy. And apparently they've been on 3 dates now. Okay. So like,
yeah.
We started talking a little bit through text, and I said, okay, I won't ask any more questions because like I will wait for the show. And so Miss, I've been on 3 dates and I don't know what's going on. All right. The art of courting. So one of the questions I did ask you on text earlier was how many dates, I feel like, the Tootsie Pop thing, like how many licks before you get to the middle of Tootsie Pop?
There's been no licking.
Well, I wasn't talking about that part. I was more,
there's been none of that.
Where my mind was going.
He's a good Southern boy.
Yes. No, I was not. My mind wasn't going there. I was more going.
Mine did immediately.
Mine was really going towards, goodness gracious. Mine was really going towards how many dates does it take before it becomes a commitment, right? It was a question I asked you. And what was your answer?
I don't know. I probably hid under the desk at that C word. I don't know, because I think, gosh, I don't even know how to answer it now. I don't know. I think it just goes by the person, right? Like, I think right now, I'm not trying to speak for him, but we have had sort of conversations about this. And I think both he and I are in a similar space where we're just kind of like playing it by ear and seeing how it goes. And not to say that we're trying to avoid any commitment or anything like that. He just texted me, by the way. That's cool. Anywho,
he knows his ears are burning. He knows we're talking about
his Will Smith ears are burning. Yeah, but and I'm blushing. If you could see me right now, I blush, and he calls that out, which anyway. Anywho, here we go. So stop it. I'm trying to answer a very serious question. You're both distracting me. This is what having ADD is like. So anyway, I just think that we're trying to take it easy and see where things go and see how things go and not force anything. And I think that's really important too, because like I mentioned last time, I had taken quite a substantial amount of time off after my last relationship was over. And I spent time completely alone doing a lot of things that I want to do. And that was important for my own personal growth, but also because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do and in my life. And I not to say that having a relationship impedes those things, but I think that you get distracted when you're in a relationship sometimes. And I just wanted to take the time to kind of like, do me for a while.
Well, what I love about that is that then I said, well, you know what? Courting, there is the art of courting. Like there is a lot of people don't court. And I feel like you live in the South.
Yeah.
Meaning, I live in Southern California, but
different South.
Yeah, you live on the East Coast South, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, at least every time I visit the East Coast, especially, more the Southern type states, the men are different. And I will say they're gentlemen. They really are. I feel like in California,
they can be.
If you find the right one, right,
yes,
I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like in California, we talked a little bit on this through text, but, basically women were expected to basically pay for a lot of the dates. We're expected to, always kind of be on, in every aspect of the word. Like, it's never like, I don't know any of my friends that, they're not fully made up. They're not fully worried about every little aspect. They're going to order a salad. Like, come on, really? We know we don't just eat salad, but let's just pretend, right? And, and then you go to the South and it's like people are real and people open the door. And I'm not saying, please, if you're from California, because obviously I'm native, born, raised here, love it.
Right.
But I do think it's a different pace, right? And it's more casual. And I really like the formal, and that's a good word. California is more casual dating. Meaning like, it's more like, hey, you buy, I buy. Okay, let's go down.
Right.
Where the South, I feel like it's like, oh, let me open the door for you. Let me pull a chair for you. Oh, no, I'm going to get the bill. I feel like it's a Hallmark movie, and I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, I mean, so he is the one and only Southern gentleman that I have ever dated or ever gone on dates with. And he very much is a gentleman. You know, he has paid for our dates so far. We did go out to coffee, and I did buy coffee this morning. I saw him this morning.
But just so you know, she did not spend the night. They just happened to see each other in the morning.
Oh,
so
yeah, no, that's a good thing to know.
Yes.
No.
They're courting for real, like old time 1950s courting. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have chaperones or anything like that. It's
well,
not like
I don't know, like, but meaning courting, like, you know, you're getting to know each other. But I'm gonna find your text.
Yeah.
If you said something that I really loved, that I was like, oh my gosh. And I actually said that's like a chapter of a book because I just loved it. Okay, so
I love that you're living vicariously through my life. Like, I've never had somebody do that.
You know,
want to live vicariously through my life.
I love it. It's seriously like
so
it's like
funny.
a Hallmark movie, except
you're so funny.
I love it. Okay, so hold on. We were talking about courting. Hold on, I gotta find it.
I'm gonna have to be very careful not to slip and use his real name because now he's in my head and
Will Smith. Okay. So you said, so I say, you know, looks super nice. He always looks happy, which is awesome. You said, we are totally just enjoying building a friendship with romantic undertones.
Yes.
I love that. I think that is awesome.
It is really cool. And you're going to love this even more if you thought that those were my original words. Those are actually his.
Okay. Did not know that because you did not give him credit in that text for that.
Well, I will. Oh, I almost did it. I'm giving Will Smith credit for that.
Yes. So the person that we call Will Smith, we're going to give him. That is, I love that. And so what I love about that is, you know, I love that this courting thing exists still, and I think that people, I think people that I hear either in person, like I actually know, or people on Facebook that I really don't know, but like I clearly read all their stuff because they're posting. And it almost feels like I'm in a reality show, like watching their show. Or they're in a reality show, but I'm watching it.
Yep.
And it seems like they'll be like, in a relationship, not in a relationship, in a relationship, not in a, and I'm like, oh, what happened to so-and-so? You know, and I don't even know who these people are, but I'm like,
I know.
And then I have to,
the social soap opera.
Yeah, and then I'll go back and be like, I swear there was a different guy's picture right there. Like, what happened?
Oh my gosh.
You're not courting, right? And I love, first of all, your Facebook profile does not say in a relationship, which means you are courting. You're just trying to, you know, figure each other out. And honestly, you know, the best relationships come from friendships. So I'm really rooting for Will Smith here because I really like this guy. I don't even know him, but like I told you, he checks all the boxes for me so far. He pays for the date. He's taking it slow. He's super thoughtful. He's not asking and like demanding anything.
Oh no, he's like the exact opposite. To the point where I was like, "You are attracted to me, right?" That's not an issue. Like that's not an issue.
Oh, and he has a Southern accent.
Oh, he does. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. When he says Carolina, it's like Carolina. It's so cute. It's the cutest thing.
And so, so
makes me drool.
Our listeners can hear that there was a kiss, right?
There was a kiss. There was a kiss.
Or kisses.
Right. Yeah, there was some.
She's blushing.
There were some kisses. Yeah, super sweet, like super sweet kisses, and just super respectful. He is so respectful. And I totally appreciate that because, you know, I feel like people don't court a lot these days, you know, and it's like when you said that we're going to do this episode and call it the art of courting, I was like, are we really going to use the word courting? Like, that sounds like,
I love it.
So like, I don't know.
1950s.
Yeah, it's like podunky or something. I don't know.
I love it though.
Okay, so but it made me, you know, I'm a dork, and this is probably why myself and Will Smith get along so well, is because he is also a dork. And I mean that in the best possible way. But I had to do some research because I was like, well, what's the difference between dating and courting? right?
Mhm.
So, and I want to know what your answer is, but I'm going to tell you mine first. So, the difference between dating and courting, I had to look it up, right? I'm getting very technical with this. So, Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, says that courting is to act in a way that shows you want or intend to get married to someone. Well, that freaked me out because I was like, well, that's like, we're not there yet, right? So I like this definition better. I found this definition. And of course, I had to find it to suit me. So I like this one better. Courting, it describes the period of time before two people enter a relationship.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes. And I'm like, that's more accurate. Like we're not throwing out the M word at all right now. Like, I don't know where his head is with that. I haven't asked. We've only been on a few dates. Right now, I am totally enjoying the fact that I am just like hanging out with a really cute guy. And, you know, he's making me feel things that are cute and innocent and respectful. And, you know, I feel pretty. And, you know, it's just like, it's cute and it's nice and it's romantic.
And I think that's what the art of courting is. I think what happens is people meet, that's what I love about, I mean, I don't really love this whole pandemic thing, but I do love the fact that I feel like people have to take things a little slower.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is a little bit more old school because what's happening is it's not like, I mean, you know, you see movies, right? Where people go to a dance club and I've never been this kind of girl. And you know that about me.
Yeah.
I've never gone somewhere and went home with somebody and slept with them.
No,
That's never been my thing.
Right.
But, you know, obviously I've seen movies and I've actually known people. I don't really know a lot of people that do that, to be honest with you. But people have done that, right? And I'm always like, man, you don't like even know that person. Like, and then you see like in the movies, like they do this like walk of shame, you know, and it never seems ever. Yeah. But it never seems that those relationships work out. Like it's like, because they never knew each other.
I can attest.
Yeah. Like they never and I feel like what you guys are doing, it's like, okay. And let's say it doesn't work out, right?
Right.
I still think that you and Will Smith would end up being friends. Like that's what I love.
And we've talked about it actually. Like we've talked about it and have like agreed a gentleman's agreement that that we're going to be friends. If this doesn't work out, we're in very similar sort of fields and we just have a lot in common. Like we have our first date. We met and we went out and we had a couple of beers. And by the way, I did not eat a salad on that date. I ate nachos. Thank you very much.
I love it. This is what I love about the South. It's so great.
I ate nachos. And had a couple of beers and it was really, really cool. But yeah, like it, you know, I can't remember where I was going with that comment because I got so sidetracked by the fact that I was eating nachos in front of Will Smith and he was super cute about it. But everything was good. Like everything was good. But I want to talk about the whole dating during a pandemic thing, right? So it's kind of interesting because you and I had talked and you had asked me like, do you have to wear a mask? Like, what's this whole thing? And so in North Carolina, you can go into a restaurant or a bar. You have to wear the mask. And when you sit down at your seat, you can take the mask off. I'm not sure how this helps, but that's what the rules are. If you get up to like go to the bathroom or anything, you have to put the mask back on. So that's kind of what we did. And then we have basically spent the rest of our dates sitting outside, like on patios, or they're really big in Charlotte with greenways or green belts, they call them in California. So we'll just go and like sit on this patch of grass and just kind of chat and talk. But we have really, really, this is where I was going. We've started on our first date, we started about 30 different conversation topics and didn't finish one of them because we had so many things just popping up that we had in common that the conversation just flowed. Like it was just like, and that's one thing that I have told him is that it's just been very natural. Like the conversation's just been very natural. And so if this doesn't end up being something romantic, I would absolutely want to remain friends with Will Smith. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And then I know that you had found some studies recently regarding like Tinder, and I want to hear those.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I was looking around because I was thinking like there have to be some studies that they've done about the rise of online dating or something during a pandemic. Well, they sure have. So I looked on CNBC and they said before the pandemic, a lot of people were getting online dating fatigue. And I talked to you about that too, where I was like, I had a couple of dating apps and I would have them for like a week or 2 weeks. And I would just get so burnt out on it. And the guys were just gross, talking about sex like right off the bat. And that totally turns me off. So I would just delete it. And so they were saying that was happening to a lot of people. And so dating app downloads for the top 15 apps was shrinking globally. Research was showing that the swiping just made people lonelier, which I thought was like very interesting because that's what I was feeling. I was like, oh my God, like all this swiping is just so superficial. And it's making me feel like, is there anybody good left in this world? Like, is everybody just like, I'm just destined to be single for the rest of my life. That's what it made me feel like. So when the pandemic hit, the rise of global online dating went up 82% during March alone.
Wow.
Right. And then on Tinder, and I was explaining to you because you have not been on any of these dating sites and I'm kind of a newbie too, but Tinder is, in my experience, the site that I absolutely abhor because it seems like it's for hookups, like for people just wanting to hook up and have sex, right? And I was like, not for me. But Tinder saw the length of the conversations. So the conversations that people were sending each other, they saw the length of those conversations rise by 10 to 30%, which means to me that people are having longer conversations with each other. And I think that's one good thing that maybe will come out of this pandemic is that people are learning how to actually have conversations and talk to each other.
They're actually courting.
Yes, they're courting, right? Yeah. People are courting. And I think that's so awesome, right?
I wonder like what the relationship, survival rate will be because they have to talk to each other more. They have to get to know each other to find out, A, do I like this person? Or B, not so much, And so I think, maybe there'll be, obviously, I think there's going to be less hookups just because there's no way to really kind of hook up.
Can't.
Yeah. And then, like, honestly, right?
I mean, you could, but it's a risk.
It'd be kind of weird. Like, wear a mask. Wait, no. Did you just
did you take a COVID test?
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, do you have to like take that test before you decide? Like, I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I mean, something like that. Like, you want to make sure that they're kind of symptom free.
Yeah. And
do you have a temperature? I probably did touch Will Smith's head. Like, yeah.
You're like, hold on, here's your sanitizer. Here's my thermometer.
He kind of called me out on it too. And I was like, I got a kid at home, I gotta make sure.
At least you can bring the thermometer, although I think it'd been hilarious. We're like, hold on, give me your hands, sanitizer. Okay, hold on, let me take a temperature.
Oh no, I had my hand sanitizer, baby. I had it in my little thing because I have hand sanitizer all over the place now. I had my hand sanitizer and I was pleasantly surprised when I held it out to him and was like, do you want some? And he was like, yes, absolutely. I'm like totally cleaned his hands. It was great.
A gentleman and he's clean. So I really do think though this will be interesting as this, kind of COVID thing, dating goes on.
Yeah.
I'm hoping at least the positive of this whole thing that comes out is that people get to know each other better. They maybe can actually court. Maybe the relationships will be stronger. And I want to find that one thing again because I just love it. Hold on, where is it? Oh, and I'll end with, enjoying building a friendship with romantic undertones.
Thank you, Will Smith.
Thank you, Will Smith. I love it. And so I'm excited to kind of see where the future goes with this. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for Will Smith. Regardless of whatever happens, you're going to get a great friend.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
It's nice to be a girl and have somebody think about you or compliment you, and I'm sure it's nice for him to have a girl compliment him. And
I would hope so.
Him,
I think so.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I love it. Okay, so now
yes.
I can't. We'll have to do another follow up later on to figure out.
He's gonna be like, he's gonna hate it because he actually did we posted the Dating Over 40, where I hadn't met him yet, but I had talked to him. He actually did listen to that.
Oh, that must be so funny and uncomfortable. And I love it.
So funny and uncomfortable.
Cool. I love it.
All right. So what is our RX for this week?
Okay. So our RX for this week is to focus on something beyond the physical. So why don't you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So I just kind of riffing off of what we've been talking about building conversations and having those conversations first. I just think if you're dating, it's been such a great experience for me to focus on building sort of that friendship before building the romantic. That is something that I haven't done a lot, and I'm just finding that it works just a whole lot better. And I love the fact that I am going to walk away from this, even if it's not a romantic thing. I'm going to walk away with a new friend and a really cool kick-ass friend. So I'm excited about that. So that's what that means. Focus on.
But we're hoping for more if that happens. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
I'm sorry. I'm in the Hallmark movie. Okay. So either way,
so sorry,
we love
Will Smith.
We love you, Will Smith, whether a friend or, underlying romantic tones or whatever I said. Now I don't remember what it was.
Maybe we'll have him on the show. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. I would be so
Then you can
excited.
get his perspective on dating me. That would be super uncomfortable. He'll just take pressure. He can just take my spot.
He's watching going, what did I just sign up for?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So
he'll ghost me and never hear from him again.
No, we had a show about ghosting. And yeah. So no, he is not allowed to ghost you. I will come and find him. I know what he looks like now.
I know you do, right? Post you on our socials anyway.
It's not the physical. Another thing that if you're not dating somebody, let's say that you're not dating somebody, I invite you for your RX to date yourself. And I know that sounds interesting, but to do something for you, something that I just did actually earlier today, and I'm excited I'll be getting the books, I think on Wednesday from Amazon, is that I got these books and I'd seen somebody post about them and I didn't really know what it was. And it said the secret stairs or something like that, and the secret path, the secret walks of LA, of Los Angeles. Yeah. And so I was like, what's that? That's super cool. And there was I think it was something like 44 or 50, I can't remember. It was something like that of secret stairways. So they give you this kind of not scavenger hunt, but kind of, right? Turn left at the big tree and turn right here. And they tell you kind of where to start. And then you find these secret stairways. So I
love this idea.
I'm excited. I've told myself, okay, I'm going to commit to doing that 2 times a month. And if it takes me a year to, or more to finish all of them, I still think that's super cool. And it's something that I can give to myself and really date myself in a pandemic where I can't really do anything.
Yes.
And also have that kind of me time. So if you basically, aren't dating anybody, but need to, figure out yourself, even date yourself. I'm 100% for that.
I like this. I like this for you. I think this is great. And you're going to get out and get some exercise too.
I love it. As long as it's not 105 degrees, we'll be doing good.
Gosh, right?
I know. But it's okay. I'm excited about it.
Yay, summer.
I can always bring my water bottle and maybe I can put some wine in there. I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right. So guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, we're on so many different things. Shanna, do you want to talk about all the fun things that we're on?
Yes, we are. First of all, our website is www.supermommd.org. You can look us up there, and there are links to all of our YouTube channel. We have Apple Podcasts that we're on. We're on Spotify. We're on Pandora. We're on iHeart. We're on all kinds of podcasting platforms. So you can pretty much find us anywhere. If you're confused about where to look, you can always go to our website. Again, that's supermommd.org. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can look us up there. And if you want to connect with us, please feel free to reach out. We're also doing this new thing where we're highlighting every month. We're highlighting a hero, a Super Mom MD hero. And so if you are, or someone who should be nominated to come on the podcast with us and just chat through something that they're doing that's very cool, we would love to hear about it. If you are a cancer survivor or you're fighting cancer right now, or you have something else that you're going through that's very cool. If you wrote a book, if you're a songwriter, a filmmaker, a sketch comedian, we want to hear from you, and we want to talk to you about it and just highlight your wins. And we would love that. So
you're inspirational, motivational, and all of the above. We want to highlight that, especially in the crazy world that we're living in right now. We need some positive and we need some good. So
that's right. right.
I love it. I can't believe our show's over.
I know. Goes by so quickly when you're talking about my dating life.
I love it. All right. So guys, thank you guys for joining in. Subscribe. We are all voting for Will Smith, and that's the end of our show.
All right.
I love it. All right. Till next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Supermom MD. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast and tune in next week as we continue to keep it real about all the ups and downs of motherhood. This is definitely not your mother's podcast.